What's up, you beautiful people? Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. I'm Gengar, and in today's video I will be going over trait for trait what the perfect working Palmon build looks like, along with their alternatives in case you don't have them. Before I go any further, I would like to remind you that I stream semi-regularly on Twitch at ImGengarrr with 3 R's at the end, same as my username down below. I stream a variety of games such as Dragon Ball Scadra, Marvel Rivals, Valorant, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Pocket, among many other games. So if you're ever around, feel free to stop by one of my streams and hang out with me and my small community. I would also like to announce that I have recently been accepted into the Palmon Survival Creator Program, so expect a lot more content from me in the coming days. Just want to say thank you to everyone that has shown support on my videos as of recently, and a huge shout out to Server 55. With that being said, let's get on with the rest of the video. So in this game, as I've said many other times, there are two types of Palmon. There are Palmons that are built for battling, and then there are Palmon that are built for working. When it comes to building your perfect Palmon, it's definitely very crucial that you identify what that Palmon is good for, and it should get easier for you to build that perfect Palmon that you're looking for. So in today's video, like I mentioned, I'm going to be covering strictly working Palmon and how to make those perfect, as making the perfect working Palmon has huge benefits to the game. I'm going to be going over the Palmons that are perfect for specific jobs, as well as the traits they need, and what else you have to invest in to make them even more perfect. I will also be going over their alternatives if they have any alternatives as well. These alternatives are going to be perfect for you if you're just now starting the game, so definitely keep that in mind, that if you see the perfect Palmon and you don't have it, especially if you're a new player, don't fret. There are countless of alternatives that are easier for a new player as well. First Palmon that we're going to be going over is going to be Maximito. As you can see, they have a giant banner there to make it easier for you to distinguish what he's good for. His title is Super Builder. He is going to be perfect when it comes to building your buildings in Palmon Survival. That is huge. He is by far, to me, the most important Palmon when it comes to working Palmon that you want to aim to making perfect. To do that, you're going to want a Maximito, and you're going to want him to have these following traits. You're going to want him to have S Engineer, A Engineer, and B Engineer. Each trait has a certain amount of time that reduce the amount of time it takes for you to build something, or when you're upgrading a building. So super important, especially as you're trying to progress in the game. If you do not know how to get these traits or how to breed a Palmon to get these traits, watch one of my earlier videos. It goes a little bit more in depth and covers extensively how to breed and how that process works. I personally would focus on getting the specific traits that I'm looking for first before I focus on anything else, just because that is the hardest, but you can go in any order, just because Palmon Survival does have that feature where you are able to transfer certain Palmons to other Palmons if you end up finding a better one down the road. Now that you have the traits that you want, the next thing that you want to do is upgrade the star level. Upgrading the star level gives you even more buffs to the Palmon altogether. So if you have 3 stars, it'll increase it even more by a set amount of time. So once you get your upgraded levels, sorted out, you want to make sure that you level up his skill called Big Little Builder. This further decreases the amount of time that it takes for you to build something or upgrade something that is related to buildings. If you don't have Maximito, your alternative is going to be Herculeaf. Now, the only thing for him is when you are building him to be perfect as a placeholder until you get the Maximito, or until you breed the perfect Maximito, only thing you want to focus on is getting him those traits. That's pretty much it. You don't really want to worry about the star level or his skill, as his skill has nothing to do with engineering or building time or anything like that. He is your alternative just because he is able to fill that role. And there's going to be a lot of SR Palmons here that are alternatives for SSR Palmons, but only because they can fill that role and nothing more than that. So you will have SRs that can fill that role and get a skill buff that still has something to do with that role, but then you will also get SR Palmons that don't have anything to do with that role in terms of skills, but they can have the trait and they can fill that role, so just keep that in mind. The next Palmon that I want you guys to work on is going to be Voltbolt. He is going to be the counterpart to Maximito. He is going to be your researcher enhancer. If you don't know what that's good for, that's going to be right here in your field lab. It's a very important building that lets you research certain perks in your camp. Do not neglect this, super important. But Much like Maximito reducing the amount of time it takes for you to build something, Voltbolt reduces the amount of time it takes for you to research something. So to build the perfect Voltbolt, you want S Prodigy, A Prodigy, and B Prodigy. And for the skill, you want to make sure that you're leveling up his Runner's Resilience, nothing more, as well as upgrading his star level. If you don't have Voltbolt, his alternative is going to be Octite, or Octite, however you want to pronounce it. You just want to make sure, again, that you give him S Prodigy, A Prodigy, B Prodigy. He has nothing to do skill-wise with research, so you don't really have to worry about that or the star levels. Just make sure he has those traits, and then just assign him to that role. Next on our list is going to be Volcanid. He is going to be perfect for smelting or steel output, so you want to make sure that you give him S Forge Fanatic, A Bellow Fellow, and B Anvil Adept. And aside from leveling up his stars, you also want to make sure that you're leveling up his skill called Hot Diggity Dog. Funniest skill name ever. But yeah, this is the perfect Volcanid. For his alternative, you want to have Emboa, and you want to give him those exact same traits that I just went over on Volcanid. For his skill, you do want to level that up as well, so that also will go hand in hand with leveling up his star level. Next on our list is going to be Axelium. He is going to be your Dreamium producer. If you don't know what Dreamium is going to be this stuff right here. It is extremely important. The more you have of Dreamium, the more you are able to craft these extremely useful equipment pieces. I would not bother with the purples or the blues. You get that in abundance just throughout playing the game. This is what you're after, the gold equipment. So to get Dreamium, you have to basically combine it and then save up 5,000 of Dreamium. So very, very important. So to build the perfect Axelium, you want to make sure he has S Dreamium Hunter, A Dreamium Hunter, and B Dreamium Hunter. You want to level up his star level, and then you also want to level up his skill, which is Savage Scallion, which again produces or increases the production of Dreamium. So this is the perfect Axelium. Your alternative, if you don't have Axelium, is going to be Spinchilla. I don't believe the ore part applies to Dreamium. I could be wrong. I don't think you should level that up or his star level, but you want to make sure that he has S Dreamium, A Dreamium, and B Dreamium Hunter, and then just assign that to the Dreamium output thing. So he is going to be your alternative for Dreamium. Now the opposite of Axelium and Dreamium Hunter is going to be Wyvernio. He is going to be your magic output. He basically has a skill here that increases the output of your Temperite. If you don't know what Temperite is, so much like you need Dreamium to craft your So much like you need your Dreamium to, craft your pieces or your weapon pieces, you need Temperite to level up that piece of equipment. So equally important. They are both two sides of the same coin, so to say. So he is going to be perfect for that. So to make the perfect Wyvernio, you want to make sure he has B Alchemist, S Alchemist, and A Alchemist. You want to make sure that you upgrade his star level, and you want to make sure that you level up his skill Fiery Heart as well. For his alternative, you can put in Emboa. Same traits you want to make sure that Emboa has, and then you can go ahead and skip the star level or the skill because it has nothing to do with Temperite. Moving on to lesser important working Palmons, we have Landanear. She is going to be your healer for your Armigos. If you don't know what Armigos are, they are little squads to your camp that keep on improving themselves, and they offer extra power when you are attacking other camps or raiding other overworld Palmon. So still pretty important, just not something that I would extremely focus on in the beginning, especially in the beginning. But to make the perfect Landanear, you want her to start with, and you want S Healing Touch, A Healing Touch, and B Healing Touch. You want to make sure you level up her stars, and you want to level up her skill called Tender Care. This is going to drastically increase how fast you can heal your Armigos. Your alternative is going to be Flufont. So you want to make sure that you give her those exact same traits, and you can ignore the skill, you can ignore the star level. It has nothing to do with healing. Moving on to her counterpart is going to be Bruiseberry. She is going to, or it, whatever you want to call it, is going to be perfect when it comes to coaching or training your Armigos. So sometimes you get Armigos that are just you know, damaged and they need healing, so they go to the hospital. Other times they just straight up die. So then you would have to train Armigos from scratch. If she is assigned to your training camp or whatever, she is going to drastically increase the amount of or reduce the amount of time that it takes for you to like train these Armigos. So to do that, you want to make sure she has S tier coach, A tier coach, and B tier coach. You want to level up her stars, and you want to level up her skill. Her alternative is going to be anybody that you can fit onto that role, and you can ignore star level for that Palmon. You can ignore the skill for that Palmon. Just make sure that Palmon has A coach, B coach, and S tier coach. In this game, there are also Palmons that are very niche, and in terms of like sometimes they have the perfect like skill for a particular role, but they don't have the traits to offer that, or vice versa. So to give you an example of that, these are just like lesser known Palmons that I may not really worry too much about until like way later in the game. One of those being this guy right here, Terrasrudo. He is going to be perfect for your, I believe it's ore output or like mining output, something like that. So you don't have to worry about his what traits you give him, but you do want to make sure that you level up his star level, and you want to level up his skill called Drill Shell, which is ore output. So he's going to increase that by a lot. His alternative, I believe, is going to be this guy right here. So his skill or output. So if you do have this guy as your alternative, working the mines, making you know, producing more ore for you, you want to level up his skill, and you want to level up his star level. You don't really have to worry about what trait you give him though, but this will be his alternative. Another lesser known one is going to be Cervadent. He has no traits that have anything to do with his particular skill, but his skill is going to be Verdant Bounty, which is just wood output whenever he's working a logging job. So if you do get Cervadent, then all you really need to worry about is leveling up his star level and leveling up this particular skill. Cervadent, I believe, does not have an alternative, so just keep that in mind. When it comes to Herculeaf, one thing that he excels at is going to be being able to be assigned to the sawing table, as well as being able, if you are able to assign him to the sawing table, I would definitely recommend giving him these traits, which would be sawing output, sawing output, sawing output. So that would be Wood Whiz, Saw Savant, and Workshopper. This will increase the sawing output, as well as just having him being able to, you know, be assigned to that role at the sawing table is going to be really, really good. His skill though, it has to do with lumber output, so they're two very different things. So that's definitely something that you just need to, you know, be aware of. Next is going to be Rotorlotor. I can't pronounce that to save my life, but the next is going to be this little Tanuki thing. This one, you don't have to worry about what traits you give him. You can give him Sweet Dreams, Comfy, just stuff that you can get a bonus from. But trait-wise, it honestly does not matter what you give him. You just want to make sure that when you do get him, you level up his skill and his star level. The skill you're going to be leveling up is going to be Full Tilt, which just increases the gold output when he's working a shop. So definitely want to max those two things out if you have the chance. But other than that, he really doesn't have an alternative, so just kind of keep that in mind as well. And then lastly, one of the Palmons that you can kind of invest in, I would put this at the very, very bottom of my to-do list of maxing out Palmons, but it's going to be Thunderclawd. He is able to carry the traits Battery Pack, E-Conductor, and then there's like an A version of like energy output. So once you get those traits on him, along with his skill and star level, he will just increase the amount of electricity or energy or whatever you want to call that he will produce for your base or your camp, whatever you want to call it, which is really good for when it comes to like researching. So still pretty important, but you will have this in an abundance as you keep playing the game, as you don't really start focusing on research stuff until like a little bit like mid-ish game. But yeah, just he does have an alternative, and his alternative is going to be this little thing right here. So Kilo Hop, just want to make sure that, you know, you give him those traits that I was talking about, and then you can level up the star level and the skills. That's going to be it for this video. I want to thank you guys if you made it until the very end. I really, really appreciate your continued support. I appreciate when you guys comment or like or subscribe, all that stuff. It does not go unnoticed. So again, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I am going back to work in like a week or so, so content might come out a little bit slower, but I am going to try really hard to make sure that I can at least put out a video at least once a week, bare minimum every once every 2 weeks. So just bear with me, guys. Give me some grace. It's gonna be really hard to, you know, balance content creation, streaming, spending quality time with my family, and then juggling a full-time job. So I'm gonna do my best. We'll see how all of this plays out. Thank you, Palmon Survival and Lilith, for allowing me to, you know, enter that content creator program. So I'm very much looking forward to working and, you know, working on this partnership that we have together. So super excited, guys. Again, thank you guys so much if you made it until the very end of the video. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, or if you want to see something that you want me to make a video about, you know, make sure you comment down in the comment section below. Stop by my stream. You can talk to me there, and, you know, hopefully I can do something for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys again. Huge shout out to Server 55. Huge shout out to Pedroletti and Brock for showing me Palmons that I personally don't have maxed out, and letting me kind of showcase them to the video. So again, thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys later in the next video. Bye.